Now, bringing it back to the topic of the pod and a little theory that I've been trying to put together here. AEW, and this is not an AEW topic, but I wanted to preface it like this. AEW for a long time had tag team wrestling on lock. When they first started, they had tag team wrestling on lock. WWE had women's wrestling on lock. One of
Yes.
those is still true. But I think it would be fair to say, if you look across the three brands of WWE, SmackDown is really good, NXT is really fun, and Raw almost feels non-existent.
Yeah.
I don't really want to include NXT in this equation because NXT is fun, covers a lot of messy ground. I have figured out, because you would be forgiven for thinking there's no tag teams on Raw.
Yeah.
There's at least 7.
You would say 7, but
here's the thing. I have figured out why.
Okay.
The difference between the tag team divisions on Raw and the tag team divisions on SmackDown is purpose. Follow me on this.
Okay.
Because I've actually written stuff down, which is scary.
No, absolutely.
Look at Raw.
Yeah.
You've got the champions are the New Day, and they're heels. 99% of their heel turn hinges on Big E, who's not there.
Yeah.
Otis and Tozawa are more likely to be either jobbers or backstage comedians than actual attempted proper tag team.
Yes.
Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate haven't been seen in months. I know one of them is injured, and I don't even remember which one. That's not a dig. I like both guys. I just don't know which one.
I didn't take it as a dig. Honest to God, I didn't. It was just funny the way you said it. It made me laugh. Oh, boy.
The Creeds are an awesome team.
Yeah.
But they're there to back up Chad Gable and El Grande Americano and Ivy Nile. So they're secondary. Like, they are for other people, not for themselves, right?
Yeah.
Same thing goes. Everybody loves them. But same thing goes for the LWO. They're all there. They're kind of there. They're not there. They exist to exist because them existing makes people feel good. But Joaquin Wilde and Cruz del Toro, especially with Joaquin Wilde being injured, Cruz del Toro, Dragon Lee, who we never see, Ray, whose status is in question again, I think. Zelina Vega went over to SmackDown, which didn't help that dynamic at all. And the War Raiders are kind of there just to look across the ring at the New Day and be like, hi, we're the other team.
Exactly. Now, I mean, here we are. Ta-da.
Now, hear me out. Now, all those guys... Oh, sorry. Breaker and Reed are there. They have the potential to be a great team, but they exist for Seth Rollins at the moment. They don't exist for themselves right now.
That's really it. No, you're not wrong.
So, but it's the same thing with the Creeds. It's the same thing with Lawo. Like I say, War Raiders exist to be the only other team, but the War Raiders can't face.
And like you said, there could be purpose here, but as of right now, it's.
But the War Raiders can't face the New Day again, because if the War Raiders faces the New Day again, what's the crowd going to say? Oh, look at that! The War Raiders are facing the New Day again.
Yeah,
it's the opposite of what I said earlier in the pod about the Rascals and ABC. And the New Day themselves are riding on a heel turn that is largely based on a guy that's not there. All due respect to Big E. Though I did float the idea out there that if you ever wanted a 1-2 punch of like feeling good, if Big E got cleared.
Yeah.
This is the other one. I don't think I shared this one with you. I think I shared this with the other guys on the other stream. If Big E got cleared, his primary focus would be getting back at his former teammates in the New Day, right?
You would think, yeah.
So what if
even though he wanted to retire Goldberg, poor guy, that really did break my heart.
I think we can come up with better. But can you imagine the double feel-good moment of the New Day dropping the tag team titles to Big Truth?
Yeah.
Be good.
It would have been crazy. It really would have been.
So now, on the opposite side of the coin, now, like I said, I don't want to include NXT in this because NXT is a bunch of tag teams that are really made up of either thrown together tag teams or bits of factions, which is NXT is fine. Everybody's kind of just finding their way. Hank and Tank are a fun team. They're going to take on in the short term Briggs and Inamura, and in the long term, I think they're going to take on AJ Francis and Casey Navarro. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And then that includes the whole TNA side of things, and it gets messy. So they're just They're off in their own fun little corner. Now, what did I say about Raw? Bunch of people that don't really have a dedication to being a tag team in a tag team division, right?
Yeah.
SmackDown, the champions are the Street Profits. They exist to be a tag team.
Mm-hmm.
Then you've got DIY, who exist to be a tag team.
Yeah.
You got Motor City Machine Guns, who exist
To
be a tag team. I wouldn't have added this unless they had just done this at Triple Mania this past weekend, because they are technically part of a faction. The Garzas exist to be a tag team because they're currently tag team champions as well.
Yeah, no kidding.
And then you've got Fraxium, who exist to be a tag team. Pretty Deadly, who exist to be a tag team. Odd one to say, Guerrillas of Destiny, because when they do come back, I firmly believe that they will be a tag team, because what's left of Bloodline 2.0 is going to be done by then. I'm convinced. So I'm throwing GOD on there. They'll be a tag team at some point.
Yeah.
And the Wyatt Six is an awkward one, because technically you could get 2 tag teams out of that. They're not one single tag team that exists to be a tag team, but they've based their entire return this time around on chasing tag teams and the tag team division and the tag team title.
Yeah.
So they have expressed their dedication to being a tag team through who they've decided to go after.
Dun, dun,
Like they're going to be considered a tag team because who are they going after? They're going after tag teams. But even if you take them out, even if you take Guerrillas of Destiny out, Pretty Deadly, Fraxium, Garzas, Motor City Machine Guns, DIY, and the Street Profits at the head of the pack right now, all exist as tag teams to be tag teams.
But
So
like
when
you
you look
said,
at the
just
two-
to be tag teams, but it's like, come on, like let's I don't know.
But
You
it's
get
not
my
like
point,
I
though, right?
go,
Like
I
pull
look,
the trigger
I,
already. Do something with these guys, please.
but I
Like
think they
Los
are. I
Garza
think
getting the win is huge, but there's a lot that's just lacking. You know what I mean? Like that for the tag division in WWE on the Raw side, as you mentioned, like they're all there. They have potential. They exist, but
yeah. But I
someone
think
just needs to do it.
where
Someone needs to do the damn thing, bud.
where SmackDown has it figured out, though, and I'm not saying this is not me saying Raw sucks and SmackDown's perfect either. Do not get me wrong, people listening to me right now.
I don't think
But
anybody took that, but let's
what
not
they've
get
built in
crazy
on
here.
SmackDown is, even with a lack of storytelling, you've got a bunch of solid teams. So if you don't have a story to follow, at least you're going to get a couple of good combinations, a couple of good teams, and teams that will still be a team in 6 months.
Yeah,
Now,
exactly.
how do we fix this? You need an infusion of people on Raw that are tag teams that are dedicated to being tag teams.
Oh, I thought you were talking about steroids. My bad. I
Fair.
really fucked this up. I should have looked into. I'm sorry.
I've got 3 options for you.
Ah,
I like the first 2, and I don't like the third one because of what it means for other things. We've already talked about Private Party. Private Party, throw them on Raw. Private Party, if you're going to skip them past NXT, Private Party, shoot them to the top, let them come in at the top. Private Party, New Day would be a lot of fun.
would be absolutely.
It would be. I don't know. Maybe they come in and fall on their face, but at least it shows dedication from WWE's point of view. This is what we see you as, and that's what they've done with a lot of converts from the other company anyway. We see you as a star, we see you as a champion, we see you in a prominent spot. They succeed or fail. Maybe they have a 2 or 3 week title reign and then they get their asses handed to them. It is what it is. Maybe they beat the New Day, but then they get trucked by Breaker and Reed because Rollins wants his guys to have titles too. But at least they've integrated themselves into the story at that point. Now,
Absolutely.
that's the only outside chance I'm bringing in. The other 2 options are 2 teams that you already have on your roster that just aren't teams right now.
Yeah.
One of them's the Lucha Brothers. I'm sorry, just bring Rey Fenix to Raw. I don't think they're going to put Rey Fenix in the US title situation, and I think Penta's had his time in the Intercontinental Championship situation. Bring them over, let them be a team. Maybe not permanently, because you can still have them as individual guys.
Yeah.
But introduce the idea of them being a tag team. I think it was very cool when they brought them over. Tony Khan thought he was going to fuck WWE over by keeping
He
Ray and letting
he
Penta go
thought,
because you were
but
going to stagger it. But really, what you've gotten is 3 debuts out of 2 guys. You got the debut of Penta, you got the debut of Ray, now you get the debut of the Lucha Brothers.
yeah.
I think it'll be interesting, if nothing else. I think if say, and this is one of those double down like pay-per-view ender type situations, but do it on a Raw. New Day comes
Yeah.
out, they throw down an open challenge, right? Open challenge gets answered by, oh my God, who is this? Is that Private Party? Big velvet rope, the whole fucking deal. Everybody loses their shit because it's new people. They challenge the New Day. The New Day pulls off some, we didn't know you were here. We're not ready. We're going to have this match later
Yeah,
on
how
tonight.
dare you kind of thing, yeah.
2.5 hours later, New Day versus Private Party. Private Party win the belts.
Mm.
They are then confronted mid-celebration by the Lucha Brothers, which not only sets up that next match, but hey, here's 2 teams that kind of know each other.
Yeah. I mean,
It'll be a
it
lot of
works
fun.
all the way straight down. They have so much potential. I think that's why people are so upset at this point, honestly, Spaz, because they have it
And
locked,
here's one.
stock, and ready, and they just they don't let it go. So what's your final, sir?
This one, and I don't like it because it would mean putting a pause on somebody's push a little bit. This is a pull cord in case of emergency, guaranteed to get a pop, WWE cheat code, anything you want to say. And I'll use the same setup as well. New Day comes out on Monday Night Raw. There's no other teams. Nobody can face us. There's nobody in our league, da-da-da-da-da. And they get answered by the Usos.
Yeah. So, I mean, interesting how it...
Because I'm not going to lie, get the belts off of New Day. Like, put all these teams, like, put Private Party, Lucha Brothers, and the Usos on Raw. And
Yeah.
then maybe you've balanced with SmackDown. Because, I'm sorry, no offense to the New Day, but get them out of the way. Usos, Lucha Brothers is a match I want to see.
Yeah, no doubt about it. So, and we
And the
still
thing
have
is,
one more
both of
match
them-
to be added to Night of Champions. I mean, we can get DIY versus Motor City Machine Guns versus Fraxium versus Wyatt 6, Fatal 4-Way, #1 contender match. Sign me the fuck up.